What are the Dead Sea Scrolls? They're a collection of ancient Jewish religious manuscripts found in the Qumran caves near the Dead Sea. Their discovery has been incredibly significant for understanding ancient Jewish beliefs in the context of early Christianity. Now, I've never placed much importance on the Dead Sea Scrolls. To me, it was just another set of texts that the quote-unquote church, and I'm putting that in quotes because I'm using the church for a lack of a better term for what's going on with religion and whatnot, because it was a melting pot at the time that these Dead Sea Scrolls were created, and Christianity, pre-Orthodox Christianity, was just becoming a thing. So I can't say who oppressed all this information or removed this information and whatnot, because, again, there are a lot of people involved and a lot of organizations involved. So it's just easier to say the church. Long story. Anyways, the Dead Sea Scrolls were either ignored or specifically removed because they used the Bible as a propaganda tool to instill fear and oppression into the masses. The Bible, in my opinion, was meant for teaching, but that's not how it was used, and let's just be honest with that. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls began in 1947. It was a big event that would forever alter our understanding of ancient Jewish history. It was a young Bedouin shepherd named Muhammad ed-Dhib who was searching for a lost goat and stumbled upon a cave that contained clay jars. Sounds familiar, like Nag Hammadi. Inside these jars were the first of the scrolls, wrapped in linen and remarkably preserved by the arid climate. And I wonder how many of these caves actually exist. Word of the find spread, and subsequent expeditions, both by Bedouin tribes and archaeologists, led to the exploration of 10 more caves over the next decade. This period of exploration, spanning from 1947 to 1956, yielded hundreds of manuscripts and thousands of fragments, painting a vivid picture of a Jewish community living on the fringes of society during a tumultuous period. The initial, almost accidental find sparked a scholarly quest that continues to this day, as researchers piece together the fragmented text and decipher their profound historical and religious significance. The Dead Sea Scrolls, radiocarbon dated and paleographically analyzed, span a crucial period in Jewish history, ranging from approximately the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD. This timeline places them squarely within the Sacred Temple period, which was a time of significant religious and political upheaval for the Jewish people. This era witnessed the rise and fall of various empires, like the Hellenistic Seleucids and the Roman Empire, both of which exerted profound influence on Jewish society. The scrolls offered a unique window into the diverse religious and philosophical currents circulating within Judaism during this time. It revealed the existence of various sects and interpretations of Jewish law, and they provided invaluable first-hand accounts of the beliefs, practices, and anxieties of a community living on the cusp of major historical changes, and it offers a glimpse into a world that directly preceded the emergence of early Christianity. The Second Temple period, which spanned from 516 BC to 70 AD, marks a pivotal era in Jewish history. It's been characterized by both resilience and profound transformation. Following the Babylonian exile and subsequent return to Jerusalem under Persian rule, the Second Temple was constructed, becoming the central locus of Jewish religious and communal life, and this period witnessed the influence of Hellenistic culture after Alexander the Great's conquests, which led to both assimilation and resistance, as seen in the Maccabean revolt against the Seleucid oppression. Diverse Jewish sects emerged, including the Sadducees, Pharisees, and Essenes. Each of these sects had distinct interpretations of Jewish law and messianic expectations, and the Roman Empire's growing dominance further shaped the political and religious landscape, which culminated in the destruction of the Second Temple by Roman forces in 70 AD. It was an event that profoundly altered the course of Judaism, and the Second Temple period was a crucible of religious innovation, political strife, and cultural interaction, and it laid the groundwork for the development of both Rabbinic Judaism and early Christianity. The Dead Sea Scrolls, while predominantly written in Hebrew, also contained significant portions in Aramaic and Greek, and it was a testament to the vibrant linguistic tapestry of the region during the Second Temple period. This multilingual character reflects the complex cultural and political interactions that shaped Jewish society at the time. Aramaic, which is closely related to Hebrew, had become the lingua franca of the Near East during the Persian and Hellenistic periods, and its presence in the scrolls indicates its widespread use among Jewish communities. The inclusion of Greek texts, on the other hand, highlights the pervasive influence of Hellenistic culture following Alexander the Great's conquests, demonstrating that even within a relatively isolated community like Qumran, Greek language and ideas had penetrated. This linguistic diversity provided invaluable insights into the social and intellectual environment in which the scrolls were produced, showcasing the dynamic interplay of languages and cultures that characterized the ancient Near East. The Dead Sea Scrolls' significance for biblical studies is profound, as they contain fragments of nearly every book of the Hebrew Bible or Old Testament, with the notable exception of the Book of Esther. These ancient manuscripts, predating previously known biblical texts by a millennium, provide invaluable comparative material illuminating the textual history of the Hebrew Bible. And by examining these scrolls alongside later versions, scholars have uncovered variations in wording, phrasing, and even entire passages, shedding light on the process of transmission and the evolution of biblical texts over time. These discrepancies are not necessarily indicative of errors, but rather they reflect the dynamic nature of ancient textual traditions where scribes and communities adapted and interpreted texts in different ways. This comparative analysis has not only deepened our understanding of the Bible's textual development, but also affirmed the overall reliability of the Masoretic texts, the standard Hebrew Bible used today, while revealing the fascinating variations that existed in earlier periods. Beyond the biblical fragments, the Dead Sea Scrolls offer an extraordinary glimpse into the inner workings of a distinct Jewish sect, like the Essenes, through a rich collection of non-biblical writings. These texts encompass a diverse range of genres, from detailed sectarian rules outlining the community's strict regulations and rituals to insightful commentaries interpreting biblical passages through their unique lens. Apocalyptic texts reveal their fervent messianic expectations and beliefs in a coming cosmic battle between good and evil, while hymns and liturgical compositions express their deep piety and spiritual devotion. These writings provide a unique window into the worldview, social structure, and religious practices of a group that existed on the fringes of mainstream Judaism during the Second Temple period, and they shed light on the intense religious fervor, communal discipline, and eschatological anxieties that characterize this particular community, and it offers a valuable counterpoint to the more widely known forms of Judaism at the time. The scrolls also contain a wealth of information about the specific rules and beliefs of a Jewish community strongly believed to be the Essenes, who inhabited the settlement of Qumran. These writings paint a portrait of a highly structured and disciplined community governed by strict regulations regarding purity, communal living, and adherence to their unique interpretation of Jewish law. Their understanding of the Torah diverged from mainstream Judaism, emphasizing a more rigorous and exclusive observance. These texts reveal a fervent expectation of a coming messianic age. It was marked by a cosmic battle between the sons of light and the sons of darkness, and this eschatological worldview permeated their daily lives, shaping their rituals, social interactions, and understandings of their place within the broader Jewish world. Through these scrolls, we gain a rare and detailed glimpse into the inner workings of a sectarian group that held distinct beliefs and practices, providing crucial context for understanding the diverse religious landscape of the Second Temple Judaism. Among the remarkable discoveries within the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Isaiah scroll stands out as a particularly significant find. It offers an unparalleled glimpse into the ancient transmission of biblical texts. This scroll, which has been remarkably preserved and nearly complete, it's about 1,000 years older than previously known Hebrew copy of the book of Isaiah. Its existence has provided scholars with invaluable material for comparing and analyzing the textual history of this prophetic book. The Isaiah scroll's relative completeness allows for a comprehensive study of its variations and similarities to later versions, shedding light on the scribal practices and textual transmission processes that shape the Hebrew Bible. This find not only confirms the overall accuracy of later Masoretic texts, it also reveals the subtle variations and linguistic nuances that existed in earlier periods, greatly enhancing our understanding of the Bible's textual development. The copper scroll stands apart from the others due to its material composition and content. Crafted from hammered copper rather than papyrus or parchment, this scroll presents a detailed list of hidden treasures, sparking intense speculation and debate among scholars and treasure hunters alike. The cryptic descriptions in the scroll about the precise locations have fueled numerous expeditions, but none have yielded the vast riches it describes. And this has led to various interpretations that range from a literal treasure map to a symbolic representation of spiritual or communal wealth. The scroll's unusual material and its enigmatic content have not only captivated the public imagination, but also posed significant challenges for researchers who continue to grapple with its meaning and historical context. And this adds an element of mystery and intrigue to the already fascinating collection of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The scrolls have fundamentally shaped the landscape of biblical studies, providing an unprecedented window into the ancient world from which the Hebrew Bible emerged. The discovery of these scrolls containing earlier versions of biblical texts has allowed scholars to engage in more accurate textual criticism, revealing the evolution and transmission of those sacred writings over time. These manuscripts offer invaluable insights into the historical and cultural context surrounding the composition of biblical scrolls that have contributed significantly to our understanding of how the biblical canon took shape. It also demonstrates the fluidity of textual traditions and the ongoing process of selection and interpretation that ultimately led to the established Hebrew Bible. This newfound understanding has not only deepened our appreciation for the complexity of biblical history, but also provided a more robust foundation for interpreting these foundational texts. The scrolls, being ancient documents composed of delicate materials like papyrus, parchment, and even copper, require meticulous preservation and carefully controlled access. Their extreme fragility, exacerbated by centuries of exposure to the harsh desert climate, necessitates strict environmental conditions to prevent further deterioration. Consequently, access to the scrolls is primarily limited to qualified scholars and researchers, ensuring their long-term survival for future study. The Israel Museum in Jerusalem plays a central role in this preservation effort, housing many of the most significant and well-preserved scrolls within its specially designed Shrine of the Book. This facility maintains precise temperature and humidity levels, employing advanced conservation techniques to safeguard these invaluable artifacts, and this careful management ensures that the Dead Sea Scrolls, with their profound historical and religious significance, remain available for ongoing research and scholarly exploration, and it helps to contribute to our understanding of ancient Judaism and the origins of Christianity. So you can also go online and go to deadseascrolls.org.il and check out all the fragments that are available through that web portal or website. The Dead Sea Scrolls represent an unparalleled archaeological and textual discovery. It offers a profound window into the diverse religious and social landscape of Second Temple Judaism. These ancient manuscripts, spanning a crucial period in Jewish history, have revolutionized our understanding of biblical texts, sectarian beliefs, and the historical context surrounding the emergence of early Christianity. They provide earlier versions of biblical books, revealing textual variations and illuminating the process of canon formation, while also showcasing the unique worldview of a Jewish community, likely the Essenes, again. Regarding the scrolls' validity, it's important to differentiate between their authenticity and their interpretive authority. Their authenticity is generally accepted by the scholarly community. However, there are people out there that think all of this is a bunch of bunk. And I'm not an expert. I couldn't tell you. All I know is it's interesting. So the physical evidence is radiocarbon dating, paleographic analysis, which is the study of ancient writing, and the physical composition of the scrolls all point to their age and origin in the Qumran region during the Second Temple period. The context of their discovery in sealed caves, along with the associated archaeological finds, reinforces their authenticity. The consistency of the language, writing styles, and content across the various scrolls support their genuine origin within a specific historical and cultural context. The agreement of the biblical texts within the scrolls to later Masoretic texts shows a high degree of accurate transmission. And while debates continue regarding specific interpretations and the precise identity of the Qumran community, the overwhelming majority of the scholars accept the scrolls as genuine artifacts from the Second Temple period, but their interpretative authority is a different matter. Many of the non-biblical scrolls represent the specific beliefs and practices of a particular Jewish sect, most likely the Essenes. So the interpretations of Jewish law and Messianic expectations may not reflect the view of all Jews at the time. Many of the scrolls are fragmentary, making interpretation challenging and sometimes speculative. Scholarly debate continues regarding the meaning and significance of various passages, particularly those related to Messianic prophecies and the origins of Christianity. So while the Dead Sea Scrolls are undeniably authentic historical documents, their interpretations must be approached with critical analysis, considering their sectarian context and the ongoing scholarly discussions surrounding their meaning.